Okay. So in last lecture we have discussed about the 3 to 8 decoder, right? So again, moving towards the next combinational design, that is a comparator. Okay, so basically what is purpose of comparator, or why we are using a comparator? If you if you want to check, right, the greater and smaller number within the, that may be a two single bits, or that may be a more than one bit number. Okay, that means to compare, okay, to decide whether these two numbers are equal, or maybe greater, or maybe less than each other, or one is greater, one is less, anything. There are only three possibility. If you are considering two number, so either a, for example, consider a and b, these are the two numbers. So possibly a could be greater than b, a could be less than b, or a and b are the equal. Only three possibilities will be there. Okay, so basic purpose of comparator is to compare two digital numbers, right? Is to compare two digital numbers. For example, here, so here a and b are the two numbers, but again each number is of 2 bits. Okay, that means a is of 2 bit, b is of 2 bit, right? So if you consider the 4 bit in total, so there will be a 16 combinations, right? There will be a 16 combinations. So here we have mentioned the 16 combination. So depending upon the combination, you can decide, or we are going to decide, whether these two numbers are equal. That means a and b are equal, or a is greater than b, or a is less than b. So depending upon the numbers, we are going to decide these things. Okay, so this is basic purpose of comparator. That means, for example, you can see here, when a is 0, or the first bit of a, or this a number which is of 2 bit, it is 0 0, b is also 0 0. That means what? A and b are the equal, so the a is equal to b will get set, right? Here a is a 0 0, but b is a 0 1. That means what? Now in this case, b is greater than a, so this b is greater than a bit will get set. Accordingly, depending upon the weight of a and b, we are going to decide whether it is equal, or there is a difference. That means which one is greater and which one is smaller, right? So this is what the comparator is. Okay, this is a 2-bit comparator. You can have a 1-bit comparator. That means a and b will be of simply 1 bit. You can have 4-bit comparator. That means a is of 4 bit, b is of 4 bit, right? Here here we are illustration is given for the 2-bit comparator. You can go for a 1-bit comparator also. You can go for a 4-bit comparator also. Okay, so this is a very simple logic for the comparator. That means what? After comparing number, the result should be displayed that if that numbers are equal, then it should show a is equal to b, or that bit will get set, right? If one number is smaller and one number is greater, okay, so whichever is the greater, that should show accordingly. That means if a is greater than b, then bit of the a is greater than b should set to 1. If b is greater than a, then bit for b is greater than a should set to 1, right? So accordingly, depending upon the various possibilities and various combinations, that respective bit will get set. Okay, so this is the truth table for the comparator. Now this is what the diagram, okay, of n bit comparator. N could be anything depending upon your application. It can be a 1 bit, it can be a 2 bit, it can be a 4 bit number, right? It could be anything. Just hold a second. हाँ मैडम, लेक्चर चालू है मैडम. हाँ. Yeah, okay. So this is a basic block diagram of comparator. Okay, so you have two inputs, okay, word A and word B. See that A and B could be of any number of bits. That may be of 2 bits, that may be of 3 bits, that may be of 4 bits, doesn't matter. Okay, so A and B, these are the two inputs. And how many outputs you require? 3, right? Each one for the single indication. That means one output, if that numbers are equal, that means A is equal to B. You require a second output for the numbers, for example A is greater than B, and you require a third output for A is less than B. Okay, so in all you require two inputs and three outputs for a n bit comparator. Okay, and that word A and word B is of maybe a single bit or maybe a more than one bit. Okay, for simplicity and for your understanding, we will consider it is a simple one bit number. That means A is also a one bit number, B is also a one bit number. Okay, then what will happen? This comparator will compare the weight of A and B, and accordingly it will give the result. Whether A is greater than B, then it will make this pin as a high. If A is equal to B, then it will make this pin as a high. Or if A is less than B, then you will get the high input at this output pin. Okay, these are the output pins and these are the input pins, right? So this is what the logic and the block diagram for the comparator. Now here is the VHDL code for the comparator. Okay, now here is one thing that you need to understand. Okay, up till now whatever the programs that we have discussed, okay, how many libraries we have used there? Only one library, that is this standard logic 1164. This library we have used. Okay, but in case of comparator, whether comparator is a arithmetic operation or comparison is a boolean operation. Comparator is a arithmetic operation or comparator is a boolean operation. But obvious it is a arithmetic operation, right? Equal to, greater than, less than, all these operations are comes under a category of arithmetic operation. And that's why the point that you should remember here, along with this standard logic 1164 package, you have to use this arith package also, standard logic underscore arith. This is also one of the package. Okay, okay, fine. Now you have defined this package so that you can use that greater than and equal to sign. Okay, then only, because that signs or that part of different arithmetic operations that are included in this package, standard underscore logic underscore arith and dot all, means we have selected the all items, right? So this is what we have selected. So this package we need to select. Again, we have to select this unsigned package also, or this another package also, standard underscore logic underscore unsigned. Why unsigned? Because if particular number happens to be a negative in many cases, okay, if user want to compare negative number with some positive number or some signed number with some unsigned number, then you must not got error from the comparator result. And that's why also you should include this standard logic underscore unsigned package, and in that package select the all items. Okay, that means in case of any if you want to use any mathematical operation along with this standard logic 1164, you should include these two packages Okay, and whatever the library, whichever is the library for that, it is common, that is IEEE. That means this IEEE library only holds these many packages. Okay, these are the not only three, there are many more. Depending upon your requirement, you can use that package. Okay, so here we are using three packages in all. This standard logic 1164, this is a common package that to define ports and to use some basic operations. Okay, different statements. Okay, different 9 valued logic, as we are saying VHDL is a 9 valued logic. So to define that 9 valued logic, right, uh, this is what is required. So this package is mandatory. Along with this, what we are using, along with this we are using arithmetic package, okay, which contains different equal to, greater than, less than sign, right? So that package we have defined here. And along with that we are also defining some unsigned packages. Okay, in that, along with that we are defining unsigned packages, right? That means the standard logic unsigned, because if the input happens to be a unsigned number, in that case if you don't declare this package, then you may face error. Okay, if you don't declare this package, then you may face error. To avoid this problem, you should define this standard logic unsigned package. Okay, now this is the library declaration part. Now, after library declaration, what we should do, or what we should go for, entity declaration. Okay, so here I have declared the name as a comparator. You can give any name of your choice. So now this is the entity declaration part. Okay, now put A comma B in standard logic. That means mode is input and data type is standard logic. Okay, that means A and B is of in type. That means its mode is input. That means it will only accept the values, it will not give the value. And its data type is standard logic. This is about the input. Now for the A is greater than B, we have used the word greater, whether A is greater than B. For A is less than B, we have used the word less. Okay, so see this gr, ls and eq, these are not the mandatory keywords. Okay, you can write greater as an entire word, less as an entire word, and equal as an entire word, or you can use any particular notation for same. See, input names, then entity name, then what we can say, the architecture name, these are the total user defined things. Okay, you have you have liberty to use any keyword, to use, to give any name, that is up to you. Okay, for my sake of understanding I have, or for even your sake of understanding, I have used these notations: gr for greater, ls for less, eq for equal. Okay, instead of this you can use some other notations also, but the thing is you should know what you have used. Okay, you should have a clear notion about that. That is the only thing. Okay, rest you can use any alphabet, that doesn't matter, right? So this gr is for A is greater than B, ls is for A is less than B, and equal to is for A is equal to B. Okay, now what is the mode of this gr, ls and eq? As it can only give the outputs, so mode is out and data type is standard logic. Okay, and comparator, so this entire forms the entity declaration part. This entire forms the entity declaration part. Now coming to the architecture, right? Architecture body. So architecture, as we are using the process statement and if else if loop, it's a behavioral style of modeling. Okay, comparator, this is the entity name, is begin, we have defined the process A and B. Again I will repeat, process is a concurrent statement, and whatever the part comes inside a process, that is sequential one. That means this if, else if loop, these are the sequential commands, but process is a concurrent command or concurrent statement. Always remember. Okay. So process A and B, that means whatever now we are going to define, that is always related with the either A and B. Okay. And A comma B. That means either that is related with the A, B or AB. Okay. Begin. Now here we have begin the process. Now here we have used very simple logic of if else if loop. Okay. If A is greater than B, right? If A is greater than B, that means what? If is A weightage of A is greater than B, then what will happen? GR will get the 1 bit, or it will set to 1, else GR will set to 0. This is the first case. Here we have ended the if statement. And if second loop, now if A is less than B, if this case is not matched, then what it will do, it will come out of this if else loop and it will enter into a this if loop. If A is greater than B, then again it will check for. Okay. If not, then again it will directly go to this if loop. If A is equal to B, if this condition matches, then equal to is equal to 1, else equal to is 0. Right? That means how it will get executed. First, it will enter into this loop. Okay. It will check for this condition. If A is greater than B, okay, then it will set GR to the 1. Or if this condition is not satisfied, it will directly go to else and it will set GR as a 0 and it will come out of this loop. Okay. Now again it will enter into this loop. It will check for A is less than B. That means for any number, all these three loops will get checked sequentially. Okay, step by step. And accordingly, depending upon the which condition is matched, that particular bit will get a value of 1 or either 0, depending upon the weightage of bit. If A is greater than B, then GR will set to 1, rest ls and equal is set to 0. If A is less than B, then ls is set to 1, GR and EQ will set to 0. If A is equal to B, then this EQ bit will get set to 1 and GR and ls will set to 0. Okay, this is what the simple code for the comparator, right? As we have started this if, it is end if, here we have ended this loop. Then as we have started the process, we have to end the process and finally end behavioral architecture, right? So this is a very simple code for comparator. Okay, only we have used this if else loop, that's it. Okay, very simple code for comparator. Okay, now the thing is, if A and B, these inputs are happen to be a 2-bit number, now what changes that I should make in the program? जर का A हा 2-bit number है, it's a 2-bit number, and B is also 2-bit number. Now what changes I should make into the program? We need to make changes in entity also, because there actually we are defining the inputs and outputs. So we need to make changes there also, there only. What changes that we should make? If A and B, it is of 2-bit number. Instead of this standard logic, I should write standard logic underscore vector 1 down to 0. That will make this A and B as a 2-bit number. बरोबर आहे का नाही? आता हे जे मी फक्त स्टँडर्ड लॉजिक लिहिलंय, त्याचं मिनिंग काय होतं? हे A आणि B, right? It is a single bit number. Okay, it is a single bit number. But if I want to make it is a 2-bit number, then I should write here A comma B. In mode will be input, there is no change, standard underscore logic underscore vector 1 down to 0. Why 1 down to 0? Because n minus 1 down to 0. What is n? 2 bit. So n minus 1, that means 2 minus 1 will be 1. 1 down to 0, that is a 2 bit number. And accordingly, in case of B also, it will get changed, as we have defined A comma B. That means it will applicable to both A as well as B. Okay, this is the only change. If you make into this program, it will work for a 2 bit, it will work as a 2 bit comparator. If you write here standard underscore logic underscore vector 3 down to 0, it will work as a 4-bit comparator. If you write here 7 down to 0, it will work as a 8-bit comparator. At output, you need not to make any change, because you just need indication that whether that number is greater or less or equal. So it will be of only single bit. Which one will get bit will get set? You can easily identify. Okay, greater is set, then you can identify A is greater than B. If ls bit will get set, you can identify A is less than B. A and B will be of any bit number, or A and B may be of any bit. It may be a 2-bit, it may be a 4-bit, it may be a 8-bit, depends, right? So only change that you should make into a this statement. That's it. And you can write a code for n-bit comparator. N can be anything, but not infinity, right? In standard underscore logic underscore vector 1 down to 0. That means now it is a 2-bit comparator. If you write 3 down to 0, 4-bit comparator. You write 7 down to 0, 8-bit comparator. Clear? This is the only change that you should make in your code, and you can have the code for the n-bit comparator. Rest all this logic will remain same. हे बाकी सगळं logic same राहणार आहे. Only difference is between this port or entity part. That's it. If you make change in an entity, you can able to write the code for n-bit comparator. Clear? So this is about the comparator. Okay. Now, next part is a multiplexer. Okay. What do you mean by multiplexer? Many to one, right? Many to one. Okay, that means you have a n number of inputs, and depending upon the select pin, or depending upon the select enable inputs and select pin, you can able to choose a proper input that should get reflected to the output. That is what the multiplexer is, right? Many to one converter. In a very simple language, you can say many to one converter. That is a multiplexer, right? And this is what the generalized block diagram of multiplexer. Okay, now the thing is, for the what we can say, your sake of understanding, and for your practice purpose, what we will do now, all of you should write code for 2-bit comparator, and you should write code for 4-bit comparator. Okay, 2-bit and 4-bit comparator. You can use if else statement, or even you can use when else statement also. Okay, that is assignment for you. Okay, that is assignment for you, and you can do it right now. Okay, this part we are going to discuss in the next lecture. Okay, from this multiplexer design, how to implement this in a VHDL module. Okay, for today we will stop here. If you have any query, you can ask me right now. So you should complete the assignments that I have given you today. Okay, you have to write a VHDL code for 2-bit comparator and 4-bit comparator. Okay,